Water, the Mickey Mouse molecule, the molecule upon which all life depends. We are going to discuss the chemistry of water and how its chemical makeup contributes to its importance as a molecule of life. Water has a simple structure. It has one oxygen molecule and two hydrogen molecules. Its bond angle is 109.5 degrees. Each hydrogen atom is covalently bonded, meaning it shares electrons, to the oxygen. The oxygen is an electronegative atom and pulls the hydrogen electrons closer. The oxygen molecule also has two pairs of non-bonding electrons. This uneven distribution of electrons makes the water molecule polar. It gives the oxygen atom a partial negative charge and the hydrogen atoms a partial positive charge. The electrostatic attraction between the partial negative and partial positive charges results in the formation of a hydrogen bond. These strong hydrogen bonds are responsible for many properties of water. Cohesion is defined as the intermolecular attraction between like molecules. The intermolecular forces of water, hydrogen bonds, make it very cohesive. The cohesion of water is more clearly shown in its tendency to bead. This cohesion allows water molecules to travel up the xylem of plants. As water evaporates from the leaves, hydrogen bonds cause the chain of molecules to pull on one another, allowing the roots to absorb more water. Water's polarity is also responsible for its adhesion. Adhesion is the tendency of dissimilar particles to cling to one another. In the xylem, the adhesion of water helps to counter the effects of gravity by sticking to plant walls. Water is a unique molecule in that its solid form is less dense than its liquid form. For the majority of substances, the solid form is denser than its liquid form, and it will therefore sink. However, ice, the solid form of water, floats. When water freezes, it creates a crystalline lattice that connects each water molecule to others. Hydrogen bonds hold water molecules farther apart in a solid than in a liquid, thus creating some empty space between molecules. This makes the solid form less dense than the liquid form. This is an important property to sustain life. The layer of ice insulates the water below the surface by keeping the cold air out. Because the ice protects the underlying water, life below can be sustained. Water's polarity makes it a versatile solvent. It can break down polar molecules and ionic compounds. The opposite charges in an ionic compound are attracted by the negative or positive charges on oxygen or hydrogen. Notice how the negative ions are surrounded by the positively charged hydrogen within the water. Water as a versatile solvent is important for life because it is the medium in which digestive systems can break down food and plants can absorb nutrients. Surface tension is a property of the surface of a liquid that allows it to resist an external force. It is revealed by the floating of some objects on the surface of water, even though they are denser than water, and in the ability of some insects to run on the water surface. Water's high surface tension is again due to its strong hydrogen bonds. The last property I am going to talk about is water's high specific heat and heat of vaporization. Water's hydrogen bonds are responsible for both. Water has high specific heat and heat of vaporization because it takes a greater amount of heat to break the hydrogen bonds between water molecules, eventually change their temperature and state of matter. These properties help moderate temperature. The ocean can absorb a huge amount of heat during the day, and at night the gradual cooling water can warm the air as the heat is released. This is why coastal regions have a more moderate climate. Water's high specific heat also helps stabilize the ocean's temperature, creating a better environment for marine life. High heat of vaporization also has cooling effects on humans and other animals. When we sweat, heat is released by the breaking of hydrogen bonds. The heat energy needed to evaporate the water comes from our bodies. So, this evaporation cools our bodies, which have too much heat. The water molecule is essential to sustain life in our planet. All of its life-sustaining properties relate back to its chemistry.